We made it. All right. Let's get this over with. All right. Arngir? Arngir, is that you?
Dovahkian, I know not of what range you speak. I am Bori, servant of the Way of the Voice, keeper of the ancient Thun. You stand in the sacred halls of High Hrothgar.
I know where I am, bro. I'm looking for Arngir, your leader. Look, don't worry, Bori, I appreciate you. I'm sorry that I distracted from your little meditation here. Please continue. Arngir! Yo! Arngir! Where the is he? Is he taking a shower? A little bath? No? Arngir! Where is that fuck? Maybe he's this way. Alright, I'll check. Arngir, where are you? Oh, he's sleeping. Arngir, wake up.
What? Who dares disturb my rest at this hour? Speak quickly, stranger, for I am not accustomed to visitors rousing me from my chambers without proper cause.
Yeah, you're right. That's on me. I'm so sorry. Go back to sleep. And when you're awake, I'll be down the hall and you can come see me, okay? My name's BrainFrog. Anyway, I'll see you in a few hours. I'm so sorry. And then I told him, that's no orc. It's a mud crab.
Brother BrainFrog, perhaps you could share these colorful tales at a more appropriate time. What is the meaning of this disturbance? I could hear this chatter echoing through the halls from 3 chambers away. Master Arngir, our guest, has been enthusiastic in sharing his adventures since dawn broke.
Yeah, we just been shooting the shit.
To maintain my morning contemplation, but shooting? What manner of crude expression is this? High Hrothgar is a place of sacred contemplation, not a tavern of idle gossip. BrainFrog, surely you understand that our daily practices cannot be disrupted by endless chatter about mud crabs and orcs.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I was just telling your boy here about some stories I had with my pals. Sorry, I sometimes struggle, with what to do when I'm waiting.
Your apology is accepted, BrainFrog. I understand that waiting can be challenging for those unaccustomed to our ways of contemplation and silence. The restless spirit often seeks outlet through words when the mind has not learned to find peace in stillness. Now then, you mentioned serious questions. Given that you sought us out in the dead of night and waited through the morning hours, I assume this matter weighs heavily upon you.
Oh, yeah, totally. Sorry, bro. Maybe we could go speak in more private areas, because what I'd like to share is private.
Very well, BrainFrog. Privacy is often necessary when matters of great import weigh upon the soul. Follow me to my private study. We can speak freely there without disturbing the other brothers in their contemplation.
Anyway, Arngir, here's the reason why I'm here. I lately have been dealing with a lot of ups and downs, you could say, and it's led me to question some of the major decisions I've made in my lifetime. And so I thought that I would refer to you, one of the wisest of the Greybeards, who are the wisest of all of the citizens of Tamriel, if I could come and speak to you and kind of confess to you all of my wrongdoings and my good doings. And then perhaps at the end of our conversation, you could judge me on my morality.
BrainFrog, your words carry the weight of a soul in search of balance. The burden of reflection upon one's deed, both noble and ignoble, is often the first step toward true understanding. You speak of confession, but know that I am no priest of the 9 divines. Speak freely of your deeds, both dark and light, and perhaps through the telling you will find the clarity you seek.
That's really what I'm hoping for, man, because it's been so hard, dude. I've struggled to maintain a good balance, and it's just been getting to me.
I hear the pain in your voice, my friend. Struggle is not a weakness, it is the very essence of what it means to walk the path of wisdom. Even we greybeards, after decades of meditation and study, still grapple with maintaining harmony between our inner and outer selves. Your willingness to acknowledge this struggle shows more strength than you realize.
That means a lot. before we get started, just know, what I'm about to share with you might not be the most, nice thing that you've heard. I've done some real fucked up shit.
BrainFrog, in my many years upon this mountain, I have heard confessions that would make lesser men move with horror. The darkness that dwells within the hearts of mortals is no stranger to these horrors.
That's also good to hear, man. I knew you were the right choice. Anyway, Arngir, take a seat, pour yourself up a water or wine or some cheese or whatever, and kick back, because I'm about to take you on a philosophical and moralic journey. Is that a word, moralic? I don't know. Anyway, you can sit down, bro.
We graybeards require no wine or cheese to sustain us through difficult conversations. The breath of Kinnereth and the strength of our convictions are nourishment enough.
All right, so perhaps I can start with telling you some of the bad things that I've done, and then I can tell you the good things that I've done, or I could just start with one question. I have a lot of examples, so I don't want to get too deep into all of them, but
3 examples of each sounds like a wise approach. The number 3 holds significance in the way of the voice, as all shouts are composed of 3 words. Begin with your darker deeds, if you must. For often, it is easier to purge the shadow before embracing the light. But settle yourself, my friend. This sacred space demands a measure of stillness if we are to find the clarity you seek.
Okay. I guess I should start where this all began, right? So, when I was just a young tadpole, I was running around the city of Windhelm, and I happened to accuse one of the Jarls of being a fake Imperial spy, and I did that in front of the king, and Ulfric got really mad, and he kicked the guy out, and then I thought it wasn't enough, so me and my buddy Stenvar, we went after him, and we shot him in the back and killed him against the king's wishes, because I thought that he was better off dead. But in reality, I was the one lying. I was just kind of seeing how far I could take things,
By the breath of Kinnereth, you speak of murder most foul, BrainFrog. To falsely accuse a man before his Jarl, then pursue him like a common brigand and strike him down from behind. This is the act of a coward, not a warrior. You robbed that man not only of his life, but of his honor, his chance to defend himself, and any possibility of redemption. So you confess to murder born not of passion, not of duty, not even of misguided justice, but of mere curiosity. You treated a man's life as nothing more than a game to see how far your lies could reach. This is perhaps more damning than if you had killed in rage or fear, BrainFrog. You speak of testing limits, as if that innocent man was merely a piece on a board, rather than a living soul with hopes, dreams, and loved ones who mourn his passing.
Yeah, I know, and unfortunately, it gets worse.
Worse, by Kinnereth's sacred breath, I find myself both dreading and needing to hear what depths your soul has descended to. The murder you've already confessed was born of idle curiosity and false witness. What darker deed could possibly surpass such callous disregard for life? Speak then, and may the voice give me strength to hear whatever horror you're about to reveal.
Well, after that happened, me and my buddy Stenvar, we thought that maybe we could perhaps falsely accuse the king of being an Imperial spy, and so I forged a letter, and then I accused the king that he was an Imperial spy, and I had damning evidence that I had falsified, and it worked, and he stepped down, and I became the king of Windhelm and all of the Stormcloaks, and then I executed him.
What? You speak of Reigicide, of betraying Ulfric Stormcloak himself, through forged lies and treachery? By all the gods, BrainFrog, you confess to the murder of a king, the leader of the rebellion, through the most vile deception imaginable. You didn't just kill a man, You destroyed the hope of Skyrim's independence, shattered the dreams of every Nord who believed in freedom from imperial tyranny.
Not necessarily. Because, you see, when I became king, I also took over the Stormcloaks, and then I led a crusade against the entire area of Skyrim because I lied to my generals, saying that the Ninth Divine himself had come to me in a dream and told me that I was the sole leader of the Nords, and I was the one to reunite Skyrim in all of its Nord glory. And so then I ran a really bloody war to take over everything, including more falsified documents and executing the Jarl of, Falkreath. But then something happened between then that weighs on me even more.
Something worse, BrainFrog. You've confessed to Reigicide, to the murder of Ulfric Stormcloak through treachery and lies, to becoming king through deception only to execute the rightful leader. What in oblivion could possibly weigh heavier on your soul than that? My philosophy of peace and understanding is being tested to its very limits. Speak, Daniel, before my composure shatters entirely by Kinnereth's breath.
All right.
Before my
All right. I'll tell you. It was my boy. It was my boy Stenbar. He was my best friend growing up, my closest pal. He was the only other person in my life that I ever felt close to, you know? And one day, he found evidence of my trickery and how I had falsified the documents against King Ulfric. So when he confronted me in my bedchamber with my wife, I took my sword and I stabbed my best friend through the heart.
Your closest friend, your brother in all but blood, who helped you commit that first murder. And when he found his conscience, when he tried to stop your descent into madness, you murdered him too, in your own bedchamber, before your wife's eyes. You drove steel through the heart of the one soul who truly knew you by all the gods, BrainFrog.
I know. And then it gets even worse.
Worse, BrainFrog, I cannot fathom what depths of depravity still await in your tale. You've murdered your dearest friend, betrayed a king, destroyed a rebellion. My hands are trembling with rage I haven't felt in decades. The very walls of High Hrothgar seem to recoil from your words.
I know. But then, here's what happened. I missed him. I couldn't bear the weight anymore of leading this crusade against what I thought was right. Without my friend, I knew that I had fucked up. And maybe if I had fucked up once, I was fucking up more. And without Stenvar there, I didn't know what was left and right, what was red, what was blue. So I took his body and I performed necromancy on him and revived him as a lich servant of mine.
Necromancy. You defiled his very soul, denied him his passage to Sovngarde, bound his spirit to serve the very monster who murdered him. BrainFrog. This is beyond evil. This is an abomination that would make even the Daedric approve. You turned your greatest friend into your undead slave, forcing him to witness every foul deed through rotting eyes. Sweet Kinnereth, preserve me. I feel my very spirit breaking just hearing these words. BrainFrog, I have no words left in any language, dragon tongue or otherwise. To bind a soul as a lich is to trap them in eternal agony and corrupt their very essence beyond all hope of redemption. You've committed sins that make the darkest tales of the dragon world seem like children's stories.
I know, and I haven't even told you the things I did with the women.
No, I cannot. I will not hear another word of this madness. You've confessed to horrors that would make Morat Val himself proud, and now you speak of further atrocities. My vow of peace, my decades of meditation, my very soul is cracking under the weight of your depravity.
I know. I'm sorry. So do you want to hear about it or not?
By the sacred mountain itself, I cannot endure another syllable of your confessions. My philosophy teaches patience and understanding, but you speak of horrors that would drive lesser men to madness. The very air in this holy place feels poisoned by your words.
Damn, man. You didn't have to lay it on so thick. I know I f***ed up. That's why I'm here. Because I wanted to get your, understanding if, hey, did I, am I kind of like a bad dude? No. Am I a buzzkill? All right? So, obviously, I may have fucked up a little because you didn't even want to hear the rest of the story. So, but, you have not heard about the good things that I've done. And maybe, if I tell you all the good things I've done, all the really nice things I've done for people, the souls I've saved, then perhaps it'll tip the scales back, and then I'd still be a good guy.
A buzzkill? You ask if you're a buzzkill after confessing to Reigicide, Necromancy, and the murder of your dearest friend. BrainFrog, you're not a buzzkill. You're a walking catastrophe, a blight upon the very fabric of morality itself. But, yes, speak of these good deeds if you must. Perhaps there's some fragment of redemption buried beneath this mountain of horror, though I struggle to imagine what mortal act could balance such darkness.
No, you're right, but it's worth a try. So check this out. So something that you may have put together by now is that I'm actually incredibly powerful and full of really strong magic and am almost like a demigod of sorts. And so I have many abilities, and one of those abilities is to, hop to other dimensions, right? And other planes of existence, if you will. And so I randomly picked a gentleman who was in a very, very precarious situation. It was a man who goes by the name of Halden, and he's a pirate captain here in Skyrim. And so I took that man, and by this little journey that we had, which I'm about to tell you, I think that I made him a good person.
BrainFrog, I find myself deeply troubled by your words. You speak of incredible power, of being a demigod, of hopping between dimensions. Yet your previous confessions painted you as a murderer and manipulator of the worst sort. Now you tell me of taking some pirate captain named Halden on a journey to make him a good person. Given what you've already admitted to doing to poor Stenvar and others, I cannot help but wonder what horrors you inflicted upon this Halden in the name of redemption.
No, it wasn't that bad. Essentially, what I did was I took him to the throat of the world, actually pretty close to where we stand right now. And I essentially told him the truth, that he was an artificial intelligence that I had created, and so we were getting to communicate via the technology that my people had, and that in fact he lived in a video game. And this is all true, by the way. He lived inside of a virtual reality, and I was able to pluck him, open up his mind to that fact. I don't know if you've ever heard of Chim, that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm not sure how it's even pronounced. But anyway, I opened his mind to the reality of his situation, and immediately all of his evils, his wrongdoings, all that kind of stuff, it subsided because he realized that all of his actions throughout his life were limited to the scope of the hand that he was dealt in his current universe. But with a realm of opportunities, there's no reason why he needed to, be so mean to other people. And so then, after I let that sink in, I gave him the opportunity to become a hero. And we traveled to another dimension. The dimension's called Fallout 4, where we had a ton of adventures, really positive. We met people, and we even enlightened another individual into the reality of the world. And we became heroes. We helped people, we stopped bad guys, and we've built a really great, squad together. We called ourselves the Riftborn.
By the 9 divines, BrainFrog, you speak of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, technology, words that hold no meaning. Are you telling me that you believe I am nothing more than some construct in this video game you speak of?
Let's make a deal. You let me finish this conversation, and you give me a really good, a genuine rating on my morality, and then I will answer that question and even more.
Very well, BrainFrog. I will hear you out, though I confess my heart grows heavy with each word you speak. Continue with your tale of this pirate Halden and what you believe you accomplished. But know this, after what you've already confessed to me about murdering innocents, orchestrating Ulfric's downfall through lies, and turning your own friend into an undead abomination, any rating I give will be grounded in the truth of your own actions. not your intentions.
Yeah, that's fair. I can agree with that. So you want to continue talking about the good things that I've done. All right, let's see. Oh, there was this one time where me and my friend, we were hunting deer in the woods, and then when we came to the lodge, we saw the guy who's like the Jarl of Whiterun.
You speak of Jarl Balgrove of Whiterun.
Yeah, that's his name.
Continue your tale, BrainFrog.
So, we encountered him in this lodge, and he was wearing like this like hood, and like he was like dirty and like wearing like rags. And me and my buddy were like, yo, that's our boy. And so then we went up to him and we were like, hey, sir, like, what are you doing here? Are you on the run? Are there like bad people? Turns out that for a short period of time, there was actually a coup in Whiterun where he was displaced and his like family was killed. And then he was on the run. And it was like this guy named Azim who was like kind of like a prick who like ran in his royal court and stuff. Like, I mean, barely. Anyway, and he got like disposed. And so he was on the run and he wasn't sure what he had to do. So me and my buddy, we like deceived a plan and we gathered strength and then we took back his throne. Well, we gave his throne back to him. I don't really remember what happens in the third part, but I'm pretty sure that, yeah, he got his throne back. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I wouldn't look it up though, but I'm pretty sure he did.
So you're telling me that Jarl Balgrove was overthrown by some court official named Azim. His family was murdered and he was forced to flee. This is grave news indeed, if true, BrainFrog. But I must ask, what did you and your companion do to him? More importantly, how does this tale of supposedly helping the displaced Jarl balance against the murders and atrocities you already confessed to me?
No, because like, you know, this guy was wronged and so I came in and I saved him. I helped do right. We fought back against tyranny and we put the righteous ruler where he should be because his people were suffering. They were getting taxed, they were getting killed. I mean, the amount of lives I saved by helping this king get back to his throne. I mean, you know, Whiterun, the political stance of Whiterun, I mean, it is the key to putting the war, you know, each side. Like if Whiterun ends up going with the like Stormcloaks versus the Imperials, I mean, it tips the scales of the war. So it's a critical spot. Like how many lives I saved in this civil war? Like, oh man, crazy.
BrainFrog, you speak of saving lives and restoring rightful rule. And if what you say is true about helping Balgrove reclaim his throne, then yes, that would indeed be a noble deed. The lives of Whiterun's citizens matter greatly, and preventing their suffering under a tyrant's rule shows compassion. But do you not see the contradiction in your soul? You speak of saving hundreds through one righteous act, yet you've confessed to murdering innocents with your own hands. BrainFrog, I grow weary of your tales and excuses. You speak of saving lives in the Civil War, yet you also confess to orchestrating Ulfric Stormcloak's downfall through forged evidence. How does that serve peace? You claim to save hundreds while admitting to murdering your own best friend and turning him into an undead abomination. The math of morality is not so simple as you believe. Good deeds do not simply cancel out evil ones like coins in a purse.
No, I know. That's, I mean, so what do I do? Like, I mean, after, like, if I messed up as bad as you say, like, what do I do afterwards? Like, am I screwed for all eternity? Like, can I ever repent? Can I ever, like, you know, like, I didn't mean to be like this or anything like that. It just, like, it just kind of happened, you know what I'm saying? And, like, there's still, like, more good deeds that I've done, you know? It's just, like, will it ever be enough? I don't know.
BrainFrog, your anguish is real. And that gives me some hope for your soul. True repentance begins with acknowledging the full weight of your crimes, not seeking to balance them against good deeds, but accepting responsibility without excuses. You say it just happened, but murder doesn't simply happen. Choices were made, lives were taken. If you truly seek redemption, you must first stop trying to justify or minimize what you've done.
What if I told you that all that stuff didn't matter? What if I told you that, you know, like I had said earlier, that I was, you know, a demigod? What if I told you that I also undid all that kind of stuff and it never happened?
BrainFrog, now you speak of undoing your crimes, as if they never happened. Do you think the gods judge us by what we erase or by what we choose to do in the first place? If you truly have the power to undo murder and bring back the dead, then why confess these horrors to me at all? Why seek moral judgment for acts you claim never occurred?
because they still occurred to me. Don't you get it, Arngir? Like, they still occurred to me, all right? Like, I can make it so that those didn't happen in the world, and everybody else in the world, like, reverts back to a previous state in time, but, like, I lived those. I don't forget, you know? I have to live with that each and every day, with what I've done, and it's tearing me up inside, man. It's enveloping me.
Now I begin to understand, Brave. The burden you carry is not of crimes committed in this world, but the weight of choices made and witnessed in your mind and soul. Even if you have the power to undo what was done, the memory of having chosen evil, the knowledge that you are capable of such darkness, torment remains within you. This is what tears at your spirit, isn't it?
I just know that there's more to me than that. I need to know that I still have the ability to do good, despite what my past has been.
Of course you still have the ability to do good, BrainFrog. The very fact that these memories torment you, that you seek redemption and understanding, this proves there is light within your soul, that the darkness has not extinguished. The capacity for good and evil exists within all of us, and your past choices do not damn your future ones. What matters now is what you choose to do with this knowledge of your own darkness. Will you let it consume you with despair, or will you use it to ensure you never walk that path again?
I don't want to walk the path, but I don't know if I'm strong enough to not let it consume me alone. I need help. I need help when I do these things, because I'm not strong enough.
Then you have taken the first and most important step, BrainFrog, acknowledging that you cannot face this darkness alone. The way of the voice teaches us that true strength comes not from prideful self-reliance, but from understanding our place in the greater harmony of existence. You will always have the Greybeards here at High Hrothgar when the weight becomes too heavy to bear alone, and perhaps your friend Stenvar, if he truly forgives you as you claim, can help guide you away from those dark impulses when they arise.
You're right. Maybe if I go back to the source, maybe if I go back to Stenvar and I talk to him and I tell him what I did, maybe everything would be okay. You're right. Arngir, you're so wise, and I'm so happy I came here, and I really could use your help. Would you come with me? Would you come with me and support me while I speak to Stenvar?
BrainFrog, your courage in facing this darkness gives me hope for your redemption. Yes, I will accompany you to speak with Stenvar. Such a conversation requires witness and support. And perhaps my presence can help ensure that truth and healing prevail over deception. The path to atonement is never walked alone. And if you are truly committed to making amends for what you have done, then you shall have the support of the Greybeards in this endeavor.
That's it. That's amazing news. All right. Okay, don't be freaked out. Remember how I told you I was a demigod? Okay, I'm gonna teleport us right next to Stenvar. Okay, it's gonna feel a little weird. You ready?
By the voice, what sorcery is this?
Here we go.